It was supposed to be the usual post-game chatter. Lights blazing, microphones poised, reporters hoping for a usable quote after the Chicago Sky's 85-66 loss to the Liberty. Angel Reese looked relaxed, almost casual, until one question about the nonstop criticism she faces online prompted an answer no one expected. "I get so much love in person. I haven't ever had a negative encounter in person, ever." The room went silent, and a single heartbeat later, every journalist realized what had just happened. For weeks, Reese's supporters had pointed to hostile fan behavior, particularly from Indiana Fever crowds, as proof that she was being unfairly targeted. Now, on live television, she'd admitted she'd never actually experienced in-person hostility. Instantly, that sentence began racing across social media, splicing itself into highlight clips and meme captions, but that was only the beginning. Rewind 3 weeks to May 17, 2025. The Sky were on the road in Indianapolis, and an otherwise ordinary night exploded on X and TikTok when a handful of accounts claimed Fever fans had hurled racist slurs at Reese while she stood at the free throw line. Within hours, the posts collected millions of views. Influencers stitched furious reactions. Panel shows treated the rumor as fact. Hashtags like #ProtectAngel trended worldwide. Traditional outlets followed the clicks. Headlines framed the incident as proof of a deep problem inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Even though no video or audio of the supposed abuse surfaced, the story grew because it fit so neatly into an ongoing narrative of conflict between Reese and Fever rookie phenom Caitlin Clark. The uproar forced the WNBA to announce an immediate investigation. Fans on both sides dug in, comment sections filled with accusations, defenses, and threats of boycotts. The temperature kept rising until hard evidence was finally demanded. The WNBA security unit launched a 10-day review that left no stone unturned. Fan interviews in the exact sections where the slurs were said to have occurred. Arena staff debriefs from ushers, security guards, concessions, and floor-level camera operators. High-definition video from every in-house angle synced with the ESPN broadcast feed. Directional microphones pulled from courtside arrays. After sifting through hours of footage and dozens of witness statements, investigators reached a single conclusion: no evidence supported the allegations. In plain language, they couldn't find one frame, 1 second of audio, or one eyewitness who could corroborate the claims. The report should have ended the debate, but online outrage rarely slows down just because the facts say stop. Still, the investigation set the stage for the bombshell that was coming. Back to that Liberty press conference. Reese's off-the-cuff remark didn't just undermine the viral narrative, it strangled it in real time. Analysts replayed the clip, then spliced it next to footage of her earlier interviews describing rough weeks because of hate from Fever fans. Side by side, the contradictions screamed. Sports talk shows latched on. Commentators who had originally blasted Indiana's fan base scrambled to reframe the story. One pundit joked on air that Reese had pulled the plug on her own headline machine. Outkick's breakdown labeled it a self-inflicted credibility wound, pointing out that her statement aligned perfectly with the league's findings. Twitter, and TikTok even faster, accused her of playing the victim for publicity. Supporters fired back that she had simply been misunderstood, but the raw clip was clear. Reese said she had never faced negativity in person, yet that single sentence also opened a window into a bigger pattern. Once the quote went viral, detectives of the internet dug up 2 previous flashpoints: the hotel lobby blockade. A 2024 TikTok claimed a Clark fan shouted an insulting phrase and tried to block the Sky from entering their team hotel. No footage ever emerged. The free throw heckle. Days before the Indy game, an Instagram post alleged someone hurled a slur while Reese shot foul shots in Chicago. Again, zero video and no one in the arena remembered hearing it. Both incidents had sparked many firestorms at the time, only to vanish from coverage once the next game tipped off. With hindsight, fans began connecting the dots. Each uproar lived solely online, never in documented reality. Suddenly, the entire controversy resembled a domino track built of rumor, knocked down by Reese herself. That's when the focus shifted from Angel Reese the player to Angel Reese the brand. Sources inside the beat revealed that, almost overnight, the Sky's communications staff tightened access. Post-games that once featured relaxed media scrums became 5-minute bullet-point Q&As. One-on-one interviews were politely declined due to schedule constraints. Team reps stood inches away whenever Reese faced questions, ready to pivot if conversation drifted to the investigation. Reporters noticed. Longtime WNBA journalists said they'd never seen such hands-on gatekeeping for a rookie who averaged single-digit minutes last season. Instead of protecting her image, the strategy poured gasoline on skepticism. "What are they shielding her from?" became the new common refrain. But outside the locker room, the backlash was about to get political. Indiana politicians seized the moment. One state senator publicly demanded Reese apologize to Fever supporters for baselessly trashing our fan base. Petitions circulated urging ESPN and major sports sites to issue corrections for presenting unverified allegations as fact. On television, anchors who had once spoken in certainties now spoke in hypotheticals. During an afternoon segment, a humbled analyst admitted, "We ran with social media smoke and called it fire." Fans felt vindicated. Comment threads brimmed with screenshots of earlier hot takes now proven false. The phrase, "I've got the fever," transformed into both a basketball chant and a shorthand for believing the investigation. The incident revealed how a single unverified post, if amplified by enough influential accounts, could outweigh concrete evidence. Sociologists weighed in on podcasts, noting the speed with which narratives around race and gender in sports mutate online. Academic studies on confirmation bias trended on Google Scholar for the first time ever. Meanwhile, Clark's camp maintained near-radio silence, choosing not to gloat. That contrast, quiet confidence versus loud confrontation, fed think pieces about athlete image crafting in the social media era. Reese's supporters argued she was being held to an impossible standard. Critics countered that accountability isn't oppression. Either way, the debate pushed WNBA discourse to mainstream late-night television, introducing millions of casual viewers to a league that often struggles for airtime. And nothing sells tickets like a storyline with unfinished business. Ticket resale platforms show a 140% spike for the next Fever Sky matchup. National outlets have already assigned feature writers. Broadcasters are pitching docu-segments on the summer of screenshots. For Clark, it's a chance to let her game do the talking. For Reese, every possession becomes a referendum on credibility. Teammates feel the spotlight too. A missed jumper, a hard foul, even a sideline smirk will be clipped, captioned, and judged in real time. The WNBA, long hungry for eyeballs, suddenly owns the subplot of the sport's summer. Proof that controversy, even manufactured, can swell interest if the league navigates it carefully. Which leaves us with one final question for fans everywhere. Angel Reese's unguarded sentence didn't merely refute a rumor, it spotlighted the fragile boundary between perception and fact in the social media age. A claim with no proof can rocket to the top of trending lists, stain reputations, and pressure entire organizations until a single unfiltered moment brings everyone crashing back to reality. So where do you stand? Was this a cautionary tale about viral misinformation, or a player embracing the villain role to stay relevant? Drop "I've got the fever" in the comments if you believe the truth finally won out, or tell us why you still think there's more to uncover. While you're here, smash that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join us next time as we unpack the next plot twist waiting just beyond the hardwood. Because in 2025, Every possession is part of the story, and the story is only getting bigger. The buzzer may have sounded tonight, but the fourth quarter of this saga has just begun.